Have you ever wondered why, after a night's sleep, your mind just feels completely blank? Familiar names seem to vanish into thin air, and you struggle to recall what you were doing just moments before. Many people assume this is just a normal part of getting older. But what if I told you it's not your age, but a few nightly habits that are silently chipping away at your memory piece by piece? A University of California study showed that after just a few nights of these seemingly harmless habits, your short-term memory can take a noticeable hit. More dangerously, these effects don't just happen during the day. They creep in silently while you are sleeping, disrupting the process of memory restoration and consolidation, one of the brain's most crucial nighttime functions. And you know what the scariest part is? Most of us have these very habits, and we don't even know it. From scrolling on your phone for a few more minutes before lights out, to that small glass of wine that seems so relaxing before bed. These could be the silent saboteurs causing your memory to deteriorate. But this isn't a life sentence. This is your chance to start reflecting and to make a change. In this video, we'll explore 5 nighttime habits that are weakening your memory day by day, and more importantly, how to stop them before it's too late. I won't just point out what's harmful, but also help you understand precisely why it happens and what you can change in a way that's gentle, practical, and effective. Watch this video to the very end, because the final habit I'll mention is something almost every single one of us does each night. And if you're not careful, it could be what's costing you the precious memories you thought would always be there. Now let's dive in. Habit 1, using electronic devices before going to sleep. You have probably heard someone say, "I just watch a few videos before sleep to unwind." Sounds harmless, right? But the truth is, the blue light from your phone, tablet, or television not only makes it harder to sleep, but also harms the memory-forming part of your brain, right when you're trying to rest. When you look at a glowing screen in the evening, your brain thinks it's still daytime. This drastically reduces your melatonin, a key hormone that helps your body enter deep sleep. And guess what? Deep sleep is when your brain recovers, clears out informational clutter, and moves memories from short-term to long-term storage. Without deep sleep, your memories don't get locked in, and bit by bit, you begin to forget. Especially after 60, the brain doesn't bounce back as quickly. A constant lack of melatonin weakens the hippocampus, your memory storage center, over time. You might find yourself forgetting people's names, misplacing your keys, or even forgetting the call you were just about to make. But you don't connect that with scrolling on your phone in the dark last night. Larry, 73, shared that he used to play Sudoku on his tablet every night to keep his brain sharp. But instead of getting sharper, he started mixing up days and times and struggled to remember his grandson's name. After a neurologist advised him to ditch the glowing screens after 9 p.m., in just 2 weeks he felt more alert in the morning, and his short-term memory had noticeably improved. The solution isn't complicated. You can begin by putting your electronics out of arm's reach 30 to 60 minutes before bed. Instead, try reading a physical book, listening to calm music, or just turning off the lights and enjoying the quiet. If you still want to use your phone for music or meditation, switch on airplane mode and turn the screen face down to avoid the light. This small adjustment can help you reclaim the deep, restorative sleep your brain is craving. Remember, after a long day, the most valuable thing you can give your brain isn't more information, but the quiet it needs to heal itself. Now ask yourself, last night, did you bring your phone to bed? If so, maybe it's time you gave your brain and your memory a real break. Habit 2, eating late too close to bedtime. Can you remember the last time you had a late dinner due to work, then tossed and turned in bed, unable to sleep? Or even worse, you woke up in the middle of the night with heartburn or nausea. If that sounds familiar, it's possible your late-night eating habit is the silent saboteur of your memory. Night after night, when you eat too close to bedtime, your stomach is forced to work just as your body should be winding down. This elevates your heart rate, increases stomach acid production, and makes your gut work as if it's midday. But at the same time, your brain is trying to kickstart a different process, the job of filtering, storing, and organizing your memories. When these two processes compete, the result is fragmented sleep that may never reach the deep stage. the stage vital for converting short-term memories into long-term ones. Research from the Mayo Clinic also reveals that eating late at night raises your risk of acid reflux, high blood pressure, and blood sugar issues, factors that not only cause poor sleep, but are also strongly linked to cognitive decline in older adults. A friend of mine, Irene, who's 70, used to eat dinner at 9 p.m. and would often watch TV late into the night. She mentioned that lately she'd started forgetting people's names and getting disoriented at the grocery store. After moving her dinner time 3 hours earlier and only having a light snack at night if needed, she noticed she slept better and felt so much sharper in the morning. "It's like my brain gets a factory reset every single night," she told me. If you often eat dinner late or have a habit of late-night snacking, like a bowl of pasta, a slice of pizza, or a well-deserved dessert, it's time to rethink that. Those foods that feel like a comfort are actually throwing your body out of sync, and your brain's memory functions are being dragged down with it. The solution is simple yet effective. Aim to finish your last big meal at least 3 to 4 hours before you go to sleep. If you feel hungry closer to bedtime, choose a light snack like a few almonds, a small banana, or a cup of sugar-free herbal tea. These options are gentle on your stomach and can even promote deeper sleep. Remember that after 60, digestion slows, metabolism changes, and everything you do at night directly impacts your memory's ability to recover. By kicking the late eating habit, you're not just letting your body rest. You're giving your brain the chance to hold on to life's important moments, from a grandchild's name to the feeling of a heartfelt chat. Tonight, before you reach for that 10 p.m. snack, just ask yourself, is what I'm about to eat really worth sacrificing a piece of tomorrow's memory for? Habit 3, chronic lack of sleep. Sleep deprivation, to many older adults, can sound like a normal thing. They're used to waking up early, sleeping lightly, or getting up a few times during the night. But when a lack of sleep becomes a chronic condition, it is no longer about just feeling tired. It becomes a very real threat to your memory and overall brain health. Did you know our brain is like a living library? Every night in deep sleep, your brain scans the day's information, sorts it, discards what's not needed, and files important memories into its long-term archive. But when you don't get enough sleep, that library can't do its job. The result is you become forgetful, easily confused, and your memory gets as messy as a pile of unsorted files. Research from the U.S. National Institutes of Health finds that people over 60 who get less than 6 hours of sleep a night long-term have double the risk of cognitive decline as those who sleep enough. Even more alarming, chronic sleep deprivation also promotes the buildup of beta-amyloid proteins in the brain, a key factor linked to Alzheimer's disease. An acquaintance of mine, George, 68, used to boast that he only needed 4 or 5 hours of sleep a night. But after a while, he started forgetting his way home, mixing up his kids' and grandkids' names, and finding it hard to follow simple conversations. At a checkup, his doctor said his brain was showing signs of accelerated aging from prolonged sleep loss. He changed his ways, started meditating before bed, turned lights off earlier, and spent at least 7 hours in bed nightly. After just 1 month, his alertness, memory, and his mood had improved dramatically. You can't expect your body to be alert when your mind hasn't rested, and you can't expect a healthy memory if every night becomes a battle for sleep. Sleep deprivation is like a corrosion from within. You don't see it right away, but it's slowly eroding your mind night after night. So if you find yourself being forgetful, irritable, or feeling you're not as sharp as you used to be, start with your sleep. Aim for a solid 7 to 8 hours each night. Cut out caffeine after 2 p.m., power down electronics early, and keep your bedroom quiet, dark, and cool. Even just getting into the habit of a consistent bedtime can reteach your body how to rest. Sleep is not a luxury, it is a right, and it's the vital medicine your brain needs every single night. Don't let those sleepless nights quietly erase the memories you treasure. Every full night of sleep is a step closer to a stronger memory in a truly vibrant old age. Habit 4, drinking alcohol before going to bed. A small glass of wine before bed, many believe it's a great way to relax and fall asleep more easily. But did you know that while alcohol might help you doze off faster, It actually robs you of the quality sleep your brain needs to maintain your memory. Alcohol, even a moderate amount, works by depressing your central nervous system. At first, you may feel sleepy, a bit lightheaded, and drift off easily. But as your body metabolizes the alcohol, it disrupts your deep and REM sleep stages, the two phases critical for brain restoration and memory processing. This means you are asleep, but your brain never truly rests. Research from Harvard Medical School shows that people who drink in the evening often have their REM sleep reduced by up to 20–30%, especially those aged 60 and over. Without sufficient REM, the brain can't organize information, clear out unneeded memories, or transfer data to long-term storage. This is why many people who drink the night before wake up feeling foggy and unfocused, and might not even remember clearly what they said or did. Richard, 71, had a habit of drinking a glass of wine nightly, thinking it helped him sleep better and was good for his heart. But after a while, he started repeating old stories, often misplacing his car keys and confusing the days of the week. After talking with his doctor, he decided to swap the wine for warm water with honey before bed. The result: after just a few weeks, he felt his sleep was deeper and his mind was much clearer every morning. You don't have to cut out alcohol completely if it's a part of your culture or a long-time routine. But what's critical is when you drink it. Try to avoid alcohol for at least 4 to 6 hours before bedtime. And if you want to improve your sleep quality and your memory, maybe it's time to explore gentler options like chamomile tea, deep breathing exercises, or meditation. Alcohol is not the enemy, but used at the wrong time, it becomes a silent thief. One that doesn't steal your money, but your most precious memories. Ask yourself, did you have a drink last night? And this morning, do you remember everything from yesterday? If not, perhaps it's time you and your brain found a new way to unwind, one that's safer and more sustainable. Habit 5. Not having a fixed sleep schedule. Have you ever gone to bed at 9 p.m. one night, only to stay up until midnight the next because you weren't tired yet? In those moments, you might think, I'm retired now, a flexible schedule is no big deal. But the truth is, not having a fixed sleep schedule is like putting your brain on a chaotic work shift, and your memory pays the price without you even realizing it. Our bodies run on a biological clock known as the circadian rhythm. It's what helps you feel alert during the day and sleepy when night approaches. But when your bedtime is all over the place, this internal clock gets thrown off. Your brain gets confused about when to release melatonin and when to start the deep sleep cycles, where your memories get organized, filtered, and stored. That means even if you get a full 7 to 8 hours of sleep, if your bedtime varies wildly, your brain can't do its memory-restoring job effectively. Research from Stanford University shows that older adults with inconsistent sleep times struggle more with a memory test compared to those with a regular schedule, even with the same total hours slept. In fact, just a 1–2 hour difference in bedtime from night to night is enough to significantly impact your focus, your ability to recognize familiar faces, or remember daily appointments. Elaine, 69, said that after she retired, her sleep schedule became random. Some nights she'd go to bed early, others she'd be engrossed in a favorite show until late. After a while, she started mixing up relatives' names and often missed appointments with friends. Once she adopted a fixed sleep and wake time, her memory stabilized. And most importantly, she felt so much more refreshed in the morning. You don't need a schedule as rigid as when you were working, but setting a consistent window for going to sleep and waking up, even on weekends, helps your brain relearn how to recover on schedule. If you typically go to bed around 10 p.m., try to stick with that. Your body will automatically adjust its hormones, temperature, and sleep cycles for the smoothest rhythm. Don't treat your bedtime as an afterthought. Just as you can't get fit if your workouts are days apart, your memory needs consistency to stay sharp. Imagine that every night you go to bed on time is like hitting the save button on that day's memories. If you miss it, that data could be lost for good. Tonight, will you choose to sleep when you feel like it, or sleep when you need to? Choose the second one, because that is how you protect the most valuable things you have stored in your memory. We've just looked at 5 seemingly small habits that so many of us repeat every single night. From grabbing our phones before bed, eating dinner too late, running on too little sleep, having a glass of wine to relax, to having a completely random sleep schedule. And as you see, each of those actions is quietly impacting your memory, not just for a moment, but night after night, quietly but persistently. When you were younger, you could probably get away with a sleepless night, a late meal, or staying up to watch TV without much consequence. But as you enter your 60s, 65s, and beyond, every small slip-up in your sleep routine leaves a noticeable mark on your memory and mental clarity. And the tragedy is, most older adults only notice when they've already started to forget things, get confused, or lose memories that should still be there. You might be thinking, I'm so set in my ways, can I really change? The answer is absolutely. And not only can you, it is absolutely worth starting. Today, I have met people in their 70s who can still recall every name, every phone number, and every story from their childhood. They don't have genius brains. They just have consistent habits. They sleep on time, eat early, avoid blue screens, and give their sleep the respect it deserves. And that is something you can achieve too, starting tonight. You don't have to change everything at once. Just pick one thing. Go to bed 30 minutes earlier, put your phone away an hour sooner, or plan to have dinner before 7 p.m. One small change, if you stick with it, will make a huge difference for your memory and your well-being. Let your choices tonight be a gift to your mind tomorrow. Let every night of rest be a building block for a sharp, independent, and memory-rich future. If this video was helpful, I'd love to hear what you'll change starting tonight in the comments below. And hey, if this resonated with you, a quick like and subscribe would be amazing. Don't forget to ring that notification bell because we have so many more deep dives into memory, aging, and living well coming your way. Thank you for staying with me until the end. I'll see you in the next video. I wish you a truly deep sleep, and may your memories always stay with you, vivid and whole.